We need to talk.
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 Welcome back to Me to Talk, episode number 53. I'm host Mr. KOA alongside
Top Boy.
And okay, yes, we've been gone for I don't even know how long, to be honest.
I feel like it's been nearly 2 months.
We're creeping on it, if not 2.5. I actually don't know, and I don't even care.
Let me check.
Okay, we'll check.
Okay, so the last time we posted our episode was September 3rd.
September is just
over
October
2
3rd
months.
versus November 5th, so literally 2 months.
2 months. Why has that been the case, Ryan? What's been going on?
Man, honestly, I think it's as much as you guys, miss us and whatnot. A lot of you guys follow both of our pages personally, which is great. Thank you guys for that. But I think the break, it wasn't even a break. I don't like, it wasn't even like we decided to stop. It was literally timing, gigs, growth, travel, opportunity. Zamora's girlfriend's now here, which is dope. We're in a new place, as you guys are gonna see. This is just a setup for today. We're gonna change it up for the next one. Yeah. But we're in Zamora's. Zamora's on his own, living on his own.
I'm a grown man now.
Oh yeah,
I'm a grown man.
Welcome to the club. Yeah. So a lot of changes, a lot of growth, a lot of just life happened, and I mean, as this is what I've noticed, especially for podcasters. Like successful podcasts have to be consistent, which we were at the time, and we were doing very well. But also, I can't really compare us to other podcasts because I feel like the people who are super into their podcasts, they're not doing as much as we're doing on the side. Like, no, that's probably the main thing. And I feel like I can confidently say that anyone who's like the big podcasters, like if they reach that level, that's all they do. If this was all we do, we'd be doing this all the time. Yeah, it'd be like you'd probably be doing more than one a week, bro. We'd be doing like we've had all the time in the world to just do podcasts. Like our job, like just make sure your podcast is on time. Yeah, we would kill this, but we both have so many other opportunities and responsibilities. Yeah, aside from the podcast, like it's not even that we aren't making the time. We physically cannot. Yeah, it's
like the past 2 months in particular have just been pretty ridiculous. There was I'm trying to remember which episode it was. It might have been the one where we had Bertram on there.
51.
And like there was a moment in that podcast where I think we're talking about disappointing people or like letting them down. Yeah. No, I remember you saying like you didn't feel like you were a man until you told your parents no. No, you told your parents no. Yeah. Right? Like even though you wanted to do it, you're just like, no, I'm not gonna do it. Yeah. And as you guys are talking and it's over, this guy looks at me, Ryan looks at me and he's like, so like you still doing everything your parents say or like what? Because like I was still living at home. Yeah, right? Yeah. And that moment honestly stuck out in my head, and then there was like a series of events that happened like between me and my dad afterwards. So I'm just like, you know what, like I need to move out. And on top of that, like Jamie was planning to move here as well, and that was all in September. So all of September, I'm out here fully going into freelance, trying to find a place to live. So you know how stressful that was. Then October, moving into that place, like. And while all that's going on, I still have work to do, So it's just been a busy time. Like I don't know what to tell people. Like if I didn't have anything else going on and the podcast was it, that's the only side thing I had going on. I'm sure things would be a lot different, but I wouldn't trade what happened the past 2 months for where we're at now, right? Like we're getting to a point where, okay, like now we know. We're going to get back into it, be more consistent. But it's like, we just had to take that time. Right. Yeah.
I also think that I feel like a lot of you guys, just from meeting you guys at the both of our live shows, I feel like a lot of you guys, the same reason you guys like us is kind of the same reasons that we missed our podcast episodes.
Yeah.
And I feel like from just the feedback I've gotten from when I follow up with you guys or I make a post and stuff, and the last couple of posts we made, like people are like, no one, like, you guys still like our stuff, you guys are still there, you guys are still active, like no one really left per se. I'm sure you guys listen to other things, or you guys have other things in your life or whatever in the meantime, where there's other podcasts I'm sure you guys listen to, but I feel like we've kind of built our niche in a way that, like, there's nothing, like, there will be other podcasts you can listen to, but there's nothing replacing us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't, this is my perspective. I could be wrong, but I just, from what I feel from you guys is that, like, even though we're missing episodes, I feel like our style of podcast has almost become like a fix rather than like, I need to hear this every week. Yeah. I feel like, because especially we're doing relationships, right? We talk about other things other than relationships, but we're mainly talking about relationships and interaction with people and growth and self-learning, all that stuff. Like, I feel like our podcast, in a way, what I would kind of like for us to even pursue is, you have your day-to-day lives. Everyone has their day-to-day lives. And every now and then we all slip. We all fall, or something happens, a breakup, you lose your job, whatever happens. I think we're all old enough and we're all smart enough that day to day, you know how to deal with things. Yeah. But every now and then you need like a pick me up or like a like a wake up call. Yeah. And I feel like I want our podcast to kind of be that thing for those types of like if we miss a couple of weeks, it's not like, oh, I didn't get like you're good from the last episode. It kind of like, okay, cool, I'm good. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then when the next episode comes out, it's more like a refresher to be like, okay, cool, I'm still on track. Like, I feel like that makes sense. Kind of what we'll become in a way. Yeah. Because we're gonna get busier. So I mean, I'd be lying to say we're never gonna miss a week ever again for like. But I feel like if we set the precedence now, it's like this podcast, when we drop them, it's like, it's more like, hey, you still good? Like, how's your relationship going? Are you still happy? Are you still whatever? Like, are you making good decisions? Like, how's work? You're still at that job you want to leave? You know, like, you know what I mean? I feel like it doesn't. You don't need to hear it every week to be like, you still there? You still there? Like, it's more just like a couple weeks go by, like you have some time to think about. Okay, how's your relationship been going the last 2 weeks now? Yeah. Now you hear this again, you're still in the same place, you're still saying what you should have been doing and you're not doing it. You know what I mean? I feel like, what do you think?
No, I agree. I think you hit the nail on the head when you said that we would be lying to our listeners if we said that we're never gonna miss another week again. That's not us saying that we're gonna take it easy. Like, that's not us giving an excuse. It's just the reality of our situations now. You know, I was thinking about it. Like, we'll get into it when we talk about, you know, what they've missed in the past 2 months and what we've been doing. But I was thinking about last year, this time, like literally last year, this time, I was sitting in an office in Vaughan working for someone else. And I was like borderline, like almost begging my bosses so that I could, right? That's something I have a hard time saying now. I was begging my bosses to get an extra day off work so that I could ironically go to Vancouver and see Jamie, right? And now I'm in a position
you had to cut your trip early to come back too.
Yeah. I had to come early to come back to work for someone else. And then now it's like I'm in a position where I literally don't work for anyone else. I set my own schedule and things are busy, you know? Like, I have my own place where I live now. So, I mean, like Ryan said, we would be lying to you if we said we're never going to miss an episode. But at the same time, we know that when we put something out, it's going to be quality, right? Absolutely. That's part of the reason why we were gone for so long. We didn't want to put... I mean, look, realistically, I think...
I know exactly what you're
because realistically, I think that if... I don't want to say if we really wanted to, but like, I'm going to say it anyway. Like, if we really wanted to put out an episode every week, we could. And it might be on the same level of quality as like some other podcasts, but like, that's not what we do. You know what I mean? So if you look at where our podcast started and then the progression of it as it went on, you could tell that there was some form of evolution, whether it was, you know, the setups of like where we were doing everything, the quality, like sound quality and video quality, like things began to change. So, and then on top of that, what you and I do in our spare time, like our freelance life, that trickles into this, you know? So I might be doing video work for something else or someone else, and I'll say, and in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh, okay, maybe we can try this in a podcast, you know? So
exactly,
it's a quality thing, you know? I'm big like quality over quantity, so that's really where we're at, right? So I'm not mad at the entire situation, but I'm glad to be back. To be honest with you,
I'm ecstatic.
Yeah,
honestly, I missed this so much. Like it's hard to even do these comeback episodes because one, I forget things that has happened that I want to talk about. Two, so many things that have happened. I'm like, where do I even start with this? Like, to be like, so you missed this. Like, so I mean, over time, I'll probably remember them and kind of let them out through episodes. But I think the biggest thing that I haven't talked about publicly, that no one even knew, actually, was that I broke up with my girlfriend for a couple weeks. And no one knew, and I think it was good. I think I did it on purpose that way, because I'm a firm believer of practicing like what I preach, right? Like I'm not if I'm completely out of something, then I'm out of it. Like I've never been like a half in, half out with anything. People hate me for it, but they love me for it. Whatever, that's me. But one, even if I was fully out of it, it's not like I would make a post and be like, "Hey guys, I'm single." Like, that would never happen. But at the same time, I wasn't like moving reckless and like liking a whole bunch of things people DM me. Like, I wasn't even doing that. And to be honest, even if I did break up like fully, I wouldn't even do it. I don't have time for that. Like, actually, like at this age, something I also noticed about myself is that like I don't even have time. Like, relationships actually are good as you get older. Because you have someone that you can talk to every day. You have someone you can have sex with when you feel like it. You have someone you can do stuff with. You're not spending money on random people. You know the money's coming back to you. It's investing into the same person. Like, to be single at this age,
it's stressful.
It's stressful, and you're splitting time you don't have with people you don't want to spend time with. So like, even like the time I was off from her, like away from her, it just sucked. We're kind of dealing with things, but it wasn't like I'm like, oh, I'm single now, I'm gonna go run around. I don't fucking time to run around. That wasn't even the prerogative, you know? But in regard to the breakup, like, as you guys know, she moved here from Newfoundland, which was a big jump. And our biggest thing was, when you have a long distance relationship and it's based on a long distance relationship, the transition to physical relationship is a big adjustment for some people. Definitely. Not always, but in most cases, it's a big adjustment, especially if neither of you are used to it. Or even if one person is and one person isn't, it's going to be a power struggle on one side. Like, as long as both people are not on the same page in terms of understanding that there will be a change, there's going to be a problem. And I wouldn't say we had problems, but our differences were what became, I guess, the Achilles of the relationship. Because, like, well, the biggest thing is, like, okay, when you're in a relationship with someone long distance and you get to see them here and there, what happens when you go see them for the 2 week span?
Oh, it's like nonstop, because
you're everything, right? That person's everything for those 2 weeks or a month or whatever. When it's distance, if I haven't seen you for like 5 months or whatever, 4 months, and I see you for a week or 2 weeks, you are everything. Everything's locked off, phones chopped off. Like, you don't care about shit about that except for that person. So you want to have sex all the time. You want to kiss all the time. You're always on it. Like, everything is heightened because you miss it and because you don't have it, right? But the problem is, and not necessarily a problem, but the I guess issue or the confusion is that when someone doesn't understand that those spurts of seeing each other is heightened, they start to believe that is how you are and how you will always be, right? And once they create that understanding in their mind, it's very hard to break it, because now if everything's heightened at 1,000, and then when you're actually with each other, it's just back. It's just at 100. Like it's just normal. They're used to that 1,000 already for so long that when you're actually being normal, it's what's wrong with you.
Yeah.
Like, why aren't you doing what you did before? Like, and it's like, well, I don't have to. And it's not even like, I know that comes off as in like you're being lazy. It's not even that you're being lazy or like relaxing or whatever. It's just that's no longer necessary. Like I don't need to throw so much into a tiny space anymore. Like I can literally spread out my
everything's bottled up. You know? So you mentioned that earlier, right? When we went to Vancouver, that was the first time I met Jamie in person. So I was supposed to be there for 3 days, only went for 2. So when I saw her for those 2 days, it was like, I was like, yo, this is crazy. I'm pretty sure I spent like almost every hour with this girl, right?
Why not?
And then I didn't see her again until March. So December, January, February, end of March, right? So it's nearly 4 months, and I was there for 10 days, and with her every single day because I didn't see her. And then she came over the summer. So like when you don't have a lot of time to spend with someone, when you get those moments, you're going to spend time with them all the time. Right. It's only natural that if you end up in a position or situation where, you have each other, it's like human nature. Like it would be unnatural to me if I'm with you. Like we live in the same place. I sleep next to you. Like I eat with you. Like we do all these things together, and still I'm all over you all the time.
It's weird. It would. I personally, maybe there are. I'm not even speaking for everybody because maybe there are some people out there that you live with the person and you're still like always on them. Always, I need to be around you. I need to be beside you. you're going to the store. I'm coming to. Like,
you know what though? Like,
I don't need to do that for myself.
We talked about this really early on in one of the other podcasts about the love languages, right? Yes,
exactly. That's exactly what it is.
And for me, like, I didn't really understand this till, I got a little bit older, but growing up, I never received like that overwhelming kind of love from my parents, and then also from like past relationships, right? So not like I ever dated a girl that was like always on me, so
you never needed it.
Yeah, I've just naturally come to a point where it's like that's not what I need. Like, so if someone isn't like that to me, I don't take it any type of way, right? So it's almost uncomfortable to me.
When someone's overly,
it was someone like
you're like,
yeah,
I'm good.
I'm like, just give me a space, right? I know. So, but that's me.
Yeah.
So, and I've come to learn that, there are people out there who do like that. It doesn't mean that I can't love them or that relationship won't work. It just means that I have to be very clear with them that it's like, listen, that's not how I like to be loved. So like, please don't be offended if I'm not like that all the time. Because you'll get it.
Yeah, like I'm going to try to adjust for you as well. But
you're gonna.
That is not naturally in me. Like to be over. Like I'm going to have to adjust because that is yours. Yeah. But the days I don't. Yeah. You can't like it. You have to understand that I'm trying. It's not. Like, I always want, like, that is not. Yeah, it's not.
I can't do it. Yeah. Like, at some point, I'm gonna feel like punching myself in the face. Like, I can't be like that all the time. So that comes down to, as we always say, communication. Like making sure you have that conversation at some point. And it sucks because sometimes people they assume like that's how you're gonna be, and they're not even doing that they're not saying that from a negative place. That's just what they know.
It's what they know.
So they're like, okay, like this is normal to me. Right. That's not normal for him. There must be something wrong. And it's like, well, that's not the case. Now we gotta have a conversation, and it's a long thing. So
exactly. And speaking of conversation, that's literally what we had to do after the breakup. A very long conversation. Literally, I think honestly, I think the conversation was definitely needed because we had a conversation before the breakup. Yeah. But as everyone knows in a relationship, when you're on the brink of breaking up, no one's listening. You're talking, I'm talking, you're talking. You're having a conversation, but there's so much emotion, so much heat that nothing's really getting through. So that's the conversation you're having prior to is more just like, that's just the way you are. That's just like, it's just, it's too harsh, right? But after the breakup, we took some time apart, and you know, when we had that conversation, it's like, it's so much easier to, I don't know if you've experienced it, I'm sure you have, but maybe you haven't, where the conversation is so much easier to have with particular women that you're interested with when you're not actually with them. So like the next, like if you choose to be together after that conversation, then okay. If you choose not to, then okay. But there's no one loses from this combo because we're not together. Yeah. So it's kind of like I can say anything I want, and if you don't like it, then we just stop. Like, and vice versa. You know what I mean? Like, but sometimes when you're in a relationship, not even sometimes, most times when you're in a relationship, you don't want to say everything that you feel because you're like, this might lead to a breakup. You know what I'm saying? So you kind of like filter a little bit. Yeah. But when you're actually out of it, it's like, we're already out. So why filter? What is the point? At this point, why filter how I actually feel about this? Because we're already out of it. Yeah. And vice versa. You say everything you have to, like, there's literally nothing to lose. If you say what you have to say and I don't like it, then okay, cool. And vice versa. So I think that conversation was probably beneficial, the most beneficial, because I was basically just like, hey, this is how I feel. Yeah. And vice versa, this is how I feel. And we're kind of like, okay, cool. Can you work with that? Yes or no? Can you work with that? Yes or no? Yeah. And we both got to a point where like, you know what? Like, I would rather, especially like with anything I do, not even relationships, just work, anything, basketball, whatever. I'm okay with myself if I know I did everything I could. Yeah. I'm not okay with leaving things open-ended or like leaving things or quitting things and then being like, I could have tried a little bit more. You know what I mean? Like that feeling of like you could have done more and you didn't because you're stubborn or whatever. It doesn't sit right with me.
Yeah, that's the most frustrating.
Like it doesn't. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like if I ended that and just like, did you really listen? Like did you try to adjust? Did you like, and you didn't because you just didn't feel like it? Yeah. It's not good enough. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So for me, I'm like, this time around, like let's do this, do it properly. Yeah. If I do everything to my power that you've addressed, and vice versa that I've addressed, and you do the same, and we still are at this thing where it's like, still isn't working, I'm okay at that point. Yeah. Because there's what else can you do at this point? Yeah. Like we both tried our best. Yeah. I'm at peace with it. Will still suck, of course, but I can at least be at peace to be like,
yeah, I tried.
We tried properly, you know. So
a lot of people don't do that nowadays. I think I hate to sound like one of those, people. Like those omnipresent people talking about relationships like they know everything. But it's like a lot of people I don't think really try their hardest when certain things come up, like certain roadblocks. You know me, like I'm so tired of seeing those fucking, those Instagram pages or Twitter accounts where they're talking about like, this is what a relationship's supposed to be like, blah, blah. I'm like, shut up. Like, it's not like that. That's not real. And if that happened like someone probably fucked up at some point and they're like, this is how they're trying to redeem themselves, right? Yeah. Like if you've been in a relationship long enough, you know how these things go. So, but it's real. Like people don't try as much because we live in this age where there's a lot of accessibility. So people think, all right, like if this doesn't work, there's definitely someone else out there for me. But you and I both said at the beginning of the podcast, like we're the type of people that we don't have the luxury of really doing that. Like I don't have the luxury of saying to myself, all right, like if this doesn't work, I can go out there and find someone else. Not to say that I actually can, but I say I don't have the luxury because of where I'm at in my own career, right? I know that I have found someone who's in my life right now where everything just seems to work, right? And if it fails for whatever reason, knock on wood, but if let's say it failed, I don't see myself going out of my way to find another person like that it would have to fall in my lap. It would just have to fall in my lap because I'd be too.
It would have to fall in your lap while you're on course.
Yeah, because
I'd
be too.
Someone have to bump into you and be like,
focused on my work.
Oh shit. Oh, okay, cool. Or you're coming with me to the shoot. Sure, let's talk on our way.
Yeah, I'd be too focused on what I'm doing because, like, I've never been in a position where I have been able to date someone that's actually very supportive of what I do. Mm-hmm. Right? So until now. Right. So it's like, I'm not gonna go out of my way. Like, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Mm-hmm. But it's just the whole situation is just crazy. So I really commend you guys for, talking through that whole situation and making it work because it's difficult, man. Like, it's difficult, but it's also a testament to like how much you guys love each other. Because I understand like she moved here and like same with Jamie, but it's not like anyone's trapped. It's like people can leave.
That's another part, which I don't want to dive too much in it because those are just negative vibes. But as real as it gets, for anyone else who's pursuing something where you want to move to see your boyfriend or girlfriend, or they're coming here to see you or not, and live with you, one thing you have to separate, which I've been able to separate from the beginning, which she kind of didn't as much, and I'm not really sure she still can, but regardless of that, one of the biggest issues in our minds is that people, we all feel bad to an extent, right? Like we all have some sense of emotion where it's like, and guilt is another thing. You never let the fact that you moved or the person moved, whoever did, weigh in on your decision of your happiness.
Like, oh, okay. Like,
I can't leave because they moved here.
Yeah.
Or let me just deal because they're here now. Like, those are real thoughts that people do because they're like, they move, they pack all their stuff, they picked up their life. Like, I mean, I can't break up now. Cause
listen, I think it's natural for people to think that.
But it is. It's super natural.
But you're right. You have to separate it because then that becomes a crutch.
Absolutely.
And then if it becomes a crutch, then it's not helping the relationship.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If it doesn't work when someone gets here, it doesn't fucking work. Like you cannot change that. Well, unless you don't try it. You know what I mean? So. Right. Once again, like you hit the nail on the head. You can't use it as a crutch. You just can't. Otherwise, there's a problem down the road.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I will say, like this is my first time. Okay, it's my first time
on your own.
Second time actually, because like I did that in university, but then
that's
really on
that's
your own.
Chilling. Like I mean, really on your own, like paying your own bills, doing all that shit.
So it's my first time like on my own and living with. Like a partner, and how would I put this? Like, I wouldn't say it's difficult, but I would like it's so different, bro. Like in the sense
like than home, you're saying?
Well, obviously it's gonna be different than home, but it's just so many things, bro. Like, I'll say this from the jump. Nothing about me and Jamie living together has made me like question whether or not I should be with this girl. Because if anything, it strengthened it. But I will say, you learn how you are so different from people when you live with your partner. Because I remember, like I'd be in a relationship. I'd be in a relationship with girls that. I would date for like years. Yeah. Right?
But the thing is, you see them when you see them.
I see them when I see them. I may stay with you
here
for
and
like
there.
A couple days,
sleep over,
I'll go home.
Right?
Vice versa. Now I'm with you all the time. Right? And you begin to see
nuances.
You see nuances. You see how different you are, like little things. So I'm like...
And you either have to accept them or you don't. But...
I'll tell you, okay, I'll give you one thing I have to accept.
Yeah.
Guys, if you date a girl who has long hair...
In the shower?
You have to accept that
I pulled a chunk out of my drain because it was clogging the fucking tub. And for days, she let the water, every time you shower, it would, you know, when the plug is clogged, the water starts filling to my ankle. When the shower is on, not a bath, not the bath, when the shower is on.
Right, I know.
So I'm like, why is the water filling in the bathtub?
Yeah.
And she wouldn't do anything about it. So one day I went down there, and I'm like, this is clogged. Yeah. And she's like, oh, can you do it? It's not my hair though.
It's not mine.
It's definitely not my hair that's clogging it. But I did it. Pulled out a goddamn cat out of the freaking plug.
Jamie's so ridiculous, bro. Like,
stop combing your hair in the shower.
She's so ridiculous. Like, how, put it like this: Swiffer should endorse me. Like, they really should, because the amount of
she's around the house.
Oh my god, bro! She has a lot of hair, like a lot. I love it, but it's a lot of hair. So I'm just like, all right.
You wake up in your mouth sometimes?
Not my mouth.
I'll be in your hair.
It'll be in my hair. I have to like take it out. And the funny thing is, Jamie knows it. Like, she's accepted it, and she knows it, and I've accepted it too. But it's to the point where she will make jokes against me. Whereas, like I'll talk shit. I'll be like, Jamie, like, what is this? There's hair everywhere. And she'll like, you leave hair everywhere too. I'm like, what are you talking about? And she'll point to like my tiny little curl.
The tiniest curl.
The tiniest curl.
Oh my god!
I'm like, why you like this?
How small these? You have one there.
Tiniest hair, and she points that out. But you know.
It's
just they're just little things. Like I've noticed when you live with someone, you'll have like these tiny little like micro arguments. Like they're so small that it's like, I don't know how to put it, because when me and Jamie argue, it's not like we stand there and it's like a face, like we're going back and forth.
Yeah, you're yelling across the room. You're just yelling.
It's like across the room about some bullshit.
Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like, what? Like, stuff
I never
like
did that.
But it's like, they haven't I don't know how to put it. It's like, they don't happen often to the point where I think it's an actual problem with us.
But it's like,
but it happens enough where I'm like, oh, yo, we really are different people.
We're
really different. But it works, but we're different. So, you know, I was talking to one of my older brothers the other day about it, and he was just saying, listen, like, you know, he's like, I'm proud of you because, like, you're living on your own now. You're living with your girl. And one of the things he said to me, he was just like, you absolutely have to put communication over everything. Like, when you're dating someone and you live with them, you have to, whether it's about money,
whatever,
you have to, because those things will, like, make or break a relationship. Yeah. And I could easily see that. Like, I guarantee if Tamar woke up and decided to just like take it easy, take a couple rounds off, like, this relationship would probably end in like a month tops. Yeah. Right? Like, it's work. It's like hard work.
So here's the current situation that's happening, where you're saying how we're so different, and you realize these things, right? So Christmas is coming up. Yeah. Right. She's super excited about Christmas. Yeah. Okay. She's like, oh, I can't wait. It's going to be our first Christmas together. Yeah. I'm like, this is sick, babe. You know, this is dope. She's like, yeah, we're going to get a tree. I'm going to decorate it. We're going to decorate it together. I'm like, oh, okay. And she's like,
give 2 fucks.
Yeah, bro, I don't give a damn. I don't care about that. But I can sense that, like, I'm kind of killing her buzz. Yeah. Because, like, she's so excited about it. Like, it's like, she's gone to Michael's. She's buying these decorations and shit. And she's like, our theme's going to be this. And yesterday, I took her to see Tower last night. Yeah. And we're just talking about just, like, Christmas and whatever. And she's like, yeah, like, she's like, what's your favorite holiday? Like, and I'm like, I don't have a favorite. Like, I generally don't have a favorite. I'm like, they're there. Like, she's like, do you have a favorite? I'm like, I truthfully can't say there's a holiday. I'm like, can't wait till this comes. Like, truthfully, like, I'm being honest, I just don't. And she's like, oh, she's like, well, I love Christmas. I'm like, cool, that's no problem. And she's like, yeah, like, she's like, can we, like, dress up? I'm like, I'm sorry. She's like, yeah, like, just like, we just like get like, you know, just like get matching like Christmas outfits in the house and wearing around the house. I'm like, let's pocket that one. Like, let's pocket that one. Like, I feel like I'll have to do certain things. It's life, but I'm gonna have to do certain things to make the person happy, right? Well, even though, like, I generally don't give a damn. I like Christmas to me and my upbringing. Like, again, it's upbringing and how we've been raised, right? Like,
okay, bro,
I don't care. Like, Christmas, you wake up, They have gift on their tree. You have some dinner.
Yeah.
Chill.
I was gonna say, put it like this. You know, I think anyone, whether it's a man or woman in a relationship, will tell you that when you get into a relationship with someone that you know you're gonna be with for like a long time, compromising might be the word, but also you literally just do things that you know will make your partner happy that you could care less about, right? And I think in a way that should let the person know
that you care about them. How
much I care about you, because
the problem with that is I don't like when someone, I'm not even talking about her, but anyone, when people get mad at other people because you don't care as much as they do.
Okay, well,
it's not fair.
It's not. You can't. if when people look at it that way, it's like you're putting me in a position where I can't win.
Yeah.
Right? Because if I wasn't dating you, some of these things would never happen.
Right.
Even if I was, even if we weren't dating, let's say you and I were just seeing each other, some of those things would never happen. Right? So for me to be doing these things, it truly means this is how much I love you. Because it's not that it's killing me inside to do these things. Like, it's not going to kill you to put on a Christmas sweater, right?
Of course not.
But it's like, you don't feel that same type of hype that she does or someone else does.
Right.
But you recognize she feels that.
It's like,
so
this is important to you. Okay.
Look, I don't know. I can't remember who said it, but pretty much as men, like, I feel like what we do when we get into relationships is we take mental note. We may not always like hit every mark all the time, but we take mental note of certain things we know that our girls just love. Even if it's things we don't like, we just know that, and we're like, okay.
Because we hate fighting.
Yeah, we're like, this is what I'm going to do.
I genuinely hate fighting. So you basically weigh the pros and cons of, if I don't do this, where does this lead?
Yeah, how much of a fight this is going to cost?
How much do I really want to fight over a Christmas sweater?
There's never been a time in my life. There's never been a time in my life, Ryan, where I've asked myself that question and said, "All right, I'm gonna fight."
Yes.
I'm not gonna fight. Like,
yes.
No,
I'd rather fight.
If I ever said that, that means I'm not supposed to date you.
Absolutely.
If I choose, I'd rather
fight
than put on this sweater. Then what are we talking about?
No.
What are we talking about? Sometimes I wonder if our girlfriends got the bad end of the stick for pulling two Jamaican guys. because of our upbringing.
They're really trying to make us do things that we never do.
Bro, I know that I have a bit of a nonchalant attitude, right? It's part of it's my upbringing, but part of it, I just don't I don't get overly excited for a lot of things. Right. So, and Jamie notices that, right? And she's been really good at understanding it, so it's not like a big deal.
Right.
But I know part of it is like, man, like, you don't understand what it's like being Jamaican. Like, put it like this, me being Jamaican and you asking me to put on like a Christmas onesie, if I do that, like, you need to understand how much
this is for you.
This is for you.
And you only.
This is how much I love you. I wouldn't do this for anyone else.
Nobody else. Not even my mom.
That ass.
My mom said put this... No.
No, are you crazy?
I would say no to my mom. My mom says put this onesie on. No. Because I know I don't have to fight. Like, I don't have to fight with you.
Yeah.
I don't have to live with you. I don't have to see you. You're my mom. If you get mad. Like...
Yeah.
The weight of an argument with your girlfriend, though?
Yo, okay, I got a question. I got a question for you. I saw this thing going around on Twitter. It was your mom and your girlfriend are in an argument, right? Yeah. I know, like, some of these things may never happen, but hypothetical. Your mom and your girlfriend are in an argument. And your girlfriend says to you, like, come on, Ryan, we're going home.
Yeah.
And your mom says to you, Ryan, we'll go to the kitchen. Let me talk to you, right? Who are you, like, which way are you going? Because you know that the way that they're saying it is like...
They're both pissed.
If you don't come with me, there's going to be more problems later on. What are you doing right now? Because you live... What are you doing?
So wait, where am I right now? I'm in my house?
No, you're at there. Yeah,
at my mom's house.
Yeah, your mom's house.
And she says, "Come in my kitchen, her kitchen, to talk." And my girlfriend says, "Let's go home."
Yeah, I don't know what the argument is, but let's say it's bad.
It's just my mom wants me in the kitchen. My girl wants me to go.
She's like, Rhonda's like, Ryan, please, we need to go. She's like, we need to go now. And your mom's like, Ryan, get your ass in the kitchen. We need to talk. Like, what are you doing in that moment?
At this point in my life?
At this point in my life.
Because this is how I look at this. If it's,
I just went through this encyclopedia of different times in his life.
Because I'm rational. You know that. At this very point in my life, Rhonda, I'm not married to you yet.
Yeah.
No, but I'm being so dead at because the roles would definitely change.
Yeah.
Because if I'm married to her,
yeah,
and that's my wife,
yeah,
and she's like, "Let's go home."
You're going home.
I'm going home. Yeah. Like, Mom, I'll call you later. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm going home because I will call. I'm going home. I'll call you, Mom. We'll talk. I'll deal with my wife first because you're my wife. I fucking married you. Yeah. We have a house together. What I'm not letting you go back to our home. Like, no. Like, I'm going home with you. Yeah. At this point in my life, obviously we're dating, which obviously we're dating to get married, but at the bare minimum, like, that's my fucking mom. Yeah. And if she's like, Ryan, let's go, and my mom's like, let's talk. Like, this is the problem with this. For me specifically, I need my mom to like my girl. Yeah. That's just for me personally. Yeah. Some people don't give a shit. Yeah. If my mom doesn't like my girlfriend, it's not gonna work for me. It just won't. I've tried it before, and anytime I try and pursue something my mom does not like the girl, it doesn't work. Yeah. Even if I'm like, me and her are good, that feeling of like, because me and my mom are so close, even if she doesn't say anything, me knowing she doesn't like her just makes like, why? Like, why?
It's a problem.
It just creates this weird feeling on me, and maybe that's not fair to the girl. I don't really care, to be honest. Yeah. The ones that have worked, my mom likes her, I'm fine. But if that's the point where my mom's like, yo, let's talk about this girl, that will really change my perspective on the relationship. Yeah. If I'm not, I say again, if I'm not married yet. If I'm married, I've already been like, yo, this is the one for me. I'm marrying you, right? So there's nothing my mom can say at that point to make me divorce her. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because it's gonna take a lot for me to marry someone. Yeah. So my mom can't sway how I feel like at that point. We're married. Yeah. But if I'm still dating someone, the whole point of dating is because you're learning, trying to get fit pieces and stuff. Like, if there's any type of red flag or something in the dating stage, that's where I'm kind of like, I kind of need to hear my mom out. You know what I mean? Because maybe I don't see anything. Maybe I'm kind of stuck. Maybe I'm blinded by something. Yeah. That's why, like, it may sound stupid to some people, like, oh, it's still your girl. Like, sure, she's still my girl, but the way I put on marriage is like, if I marry you, like, bro, if I marry you, my mom can't say shit to you. Do you understand how much power I'm giving you? Yeah. Like, to actually marry you? Yeah. So that's why if it's just a girlfriend, it's like, listen, my mom, she still wins right now. Yeah. We'll talk later. If you're mad at me, cool, be mad at me. I'll deal with that how we deal with it. Yeah. But I'm talking to my mom. That's just for me personally.
That makes sense.
Because I'm truthfully giving you more power than my mother if I marry you.
No, that makes sense.
So
that's fair.
If you're someone who, whether you're married or not, nothing changes, then hey, that's a different scenario for you.
No, that's fair.
But what about you?
I didn't think about the fact that, it depends if you're married to your girl or not, because that would definitely change.
Like, my mom has no say once I'm married, none.
I think also it also depends on what the fuck they're arguing about to begin with. Yeah. Because if it's something really dumb, truthfully, I will probably just sit there at the table in between and just be like,
hash this out.
Who are you talking to? Right?
Yeah, both of you guys.
Trying to figure that out, but.
Assuming it's serious enough.
Yeah, assuming it's serious enough, I would try to fix it right there between the both of them. The problem is because now that I've moved out, let's say it happened right now. Now that I've moved out, the fact that I would have to come back here
and deal,
like, I'm just like, oh my god. I would try my best to just tell my mom, like, we're gonna have to talk. Like, I would talk to both of them, but I don't know how I would deal with that situation.
It's tough.
That's too problematic for me.
Yeah, so Zamar's actually heading to the Bryson Tiller concert tonight, so we just want to wrap up real quick. Just a short episode to come back to you guys, just to let you guys know we're back in business.
Yeah.
Give you touch base, give us little updates. I know we've been gone for some time, so this can give you guys a little bit of a fix. Have you? But we're curious. Christmas is coming up, as we discussed earlier, and what would you guys think about doing a Christmas party? I guess it wouldn't be. I mean, it wouldn't be a live show. It'd literally just be like a get together. We actually want to do this in the summertime, and then life happened. But it would literally be like a mixer, like bring your friends, bring whatever, DJ, music, food, chill, bring a partner, whatever. Just literally like for us to just chill before Christmas. Probably, maybe mid December.
Yeah.
So it's not too tight by Christmas time.
That'd be nice.
But yeah, let us know what you think about that. If you think we should do something like that, let us know. Regardless of what you say, we might still do it. So.
Yeah. Just not up to you.
Just wanted your opinion if you wanted it to happen, but it might still happen anyways. But yeah, I'm glad we're back. This is
same here.
I love it, man. And honestly, it's funny because like we can not talk for so long, and then just these mics go on. You're like, yo, like there's always gonna be something. Like life happens every day that there's always something to talk about. There's always something to talk about. Yeah. Right. So actually, the last question I wanted to ask you was someone was talking with my friend recently. Yeah. So without getting super philosophical and deep, whatever, but what are your thoughts that, especially like you're saying accessibility and all that stuff in this day and age, right? Yeah. We only know as much as we know, right? Yeah. And when we're applying it to people, for example, we fall in love with the best person that we have met so far in life. Yeah. That's accurate, right? Yeah. Like, as out of all the women we have met in our lives, this is who I'm in love with to date. Yeah. Right? Not to, obviously the other end is like, there could be someone else out there, blah, 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 whatever. And the other end is there could not be. Yeah. Right? Or it could be someone you've already met. Yeah. Regardless of the scenario. Yeah. What is your thoughts regarding the fact that we all have our own timelines, right? Yeah. Subconsciously and societal timelines. Yeah. Based on what we want to get done by a certain time in our life, certain age, right? Yeah. But I think everyone, if not most people, fear meeting like the person that works for them or the best person that works for them later in life. Later in life. Like people don't like imagine the person. I don't want like we're both in relationships, but I'm just for the sake of discussion. Imagine the perfect person for you, like for Zamora, the perfect person for Ryan was not meant to meet me or you until we're 36. Yeah. Like imagine that. How fucked up would be? Like,
okay. So it's funny you bring this up because I've been watching this show called The Good Place. Mm-hmm. It's on Netflix, and pretty much the synopsis of the show: these 4 people die, right? Okay. And the show answers the question of like, what happens when you die? So is there like a heaven or hell? Like what happens? And basically the way it's set up is depending on what you do in life, like while you're alive, you accumulate like a certain amount of like points, and then if you get a certain amount, you end up in the good place, which is kind of like heaven. Okay. If not, you end up in hell. But their version of hell is like they just torture you all the time, but they torture you with like the things that you don't like that are super mundane, right? So it'd be like
just like annoy you kind of thing.
No, so like, oh, I'm hungry, like let's go out to eat. So but when you go out to eat, it's only fucking like Greek yogurt places, and you hate Greek yogurt, right? It's shit like that for your entire
just to get you,
you go crazy, right? But what they do in The Good Place is when you get there, they match you with your soulmate. Mm-hmm. So it's not the person that is most likely not the person you knew on Earth. Okay. In fact, it's not. It's whoever like God or whatever has assumed like, okay, this is your soulmate. You come together and things just work. So I know that's like afterlife shit, but it kind of made me think about the fact that I've always believed that there will always be more than one person for you,
or that works for you.
That works for you in this world. The thing is, chances are, it's so incredibly rare that you'll meet, multiple people, even more than one. Where it's like, okay, like, fuck, like she works for me, or like her and I are soulmates. You know what I mean? Like, so to have that match is crazy. Now, when you were telling me this scenario, at first I was kind of tripping out because I was like, yo, I wonder if it'd be rattling if you met this person earlier in life rather than later, because you'd always refer back to that moment, right? I still think it would be not troubling, but it might throw you for a loop. If, let's say I turn 36 and I meet someone who I'm like, oh shit, like we are so, like everything just matches, right? That being said, I think knowing me by that point, let's say 36, I meet someone who's like that and I'm still dating Jamie, I don't believe it would change anything amongst me and Jamie's relationship, because you're
not gonna throw it away for new.
I couldn't even put into words what would be needed. There would need to be too many variables. In order for you to
sacrifice all of that?
There'd be too many variables. I just think it's the idea of knowing that there's probably someone out there who's just as good for you as someone else that you're with right now. That actually scares people. Because they're like, fuck, like
they'd rather it not. They'd rather nothing.
They'd rather it not, because the problem with, I think, humans in general is
decision making.
Once we know something like that, we wish we never knew, because then it plays on your head, right? So you know how you sometimes,
that's ignorance is bliss.
Like when I was younger in dating, I'd be like, fuck, I wish I never met this girl, because if I didn't meet her, then I wouldn't be tripping the way that I was. So it's like, if I run into someone who I feel that way towards, I guarantee in my head I'm like, fuck, like I wish I never met her, because if I didn't, I wouldn't be feeling this way.
You just want the calmness.
Exactly.
You are.
I'm walking around all day calm, but in my head I'm thinking like, what the fuck? Like, who was she? Like, worse if I only met her for like a brief moment and you just knew.
Now you're curious.
You just knew. You're like, fuck. She's the girl in the coffee shop. Remember that? So it's like,
essentially where I was going with that was, so I feel like a lot of people, because they don't want to wait. And it's not to say there is someone that you don't know it, but there could be someone that you're not ready to meet that person. Like your life timing is not ready to meet that person right now. So you're dating people now. You think this person works for you, whatever, because it's all you know right now. And because you don't want to wait until this age, because what if it never happens? What if I'm too old? Blah blah blah. But it's like you almost commit to something out of security, because you don't want, do you have most of the things I like? So let me just hold on to this right now. Let me hold on to this now, and let's see how time goes, and hopefully this becomes everything I want. Rather than, I know for a goddamn fact you are everything I want. I honestly can truthfully say there are very, very few people who can say that about, especially in this dating age. You are 100% all I've wanted. I've been waiting for, it's just so difficult, right?
The thing about it is, I know, okay, I'm not at that stage yet with Jamie, because we've only been dating for a year.
Everyone's still learning.
But I mean, let's say, me and her date for the next fucking 10 years, right? I know for a fact that this is someone who I could sit there and be like, this is who I want to be with for the rest of my life. But I'm also not dumb enough to say, dumb's not the right word, but I'm also not ignorant enough to say, or naive to say that there isn't someone out there in the world who I might also connect with. It doesn't mean that I'm wanting that.
No,
know what
I know.
It just means
you're aware that it exists.
It just means I understand like how human emotions work. Right. You know, like so. Because I understand this, I know that she understands this, right? Like, how? I mean, like how? Who am I to say that you know she doesn't run into another guy or girl who like gives her that exact same feeling briefly, and then let's goes pieces from her life, right? It's just it's one of those things. Like I think it happens to everyone at some point in their life, you know. Unfortunately, like that's how things like cheating happens, right? Because man's will like be in a relationship and see a girl, and it's like that intrigue feeling, but it's like you're not intrigued for the same thing that we're talking about, right? So
you're sexually intrigued behavior is a discipline thing.
Yeah, very much so.
But if you're intellectually or emotionally intrigued by another person, that's far beyond discipline.
Yeah, you can't control it because
that's not even like you can not even see them.
Yeah.
But they're eating at you because they're in your brain. Like you know,
like there are plenty of people, right? Okay, like there are plenty of women that I may find attractive, but it doesn't like it. That's all it is.
They don't have you. You're like, oh fuck, that girl's sexy.
You know what I mean?
On with my day. I'm not still, bro. I see fat asses every day and big titties. I'm not. Yeah. If I see it, shit. I'm not still thinking about those an hour from now. I swear I'm not. I'm not. Like I'll see another one. Oh wow. Yeah. Gone again. Like they're just quick spurts of excitement.
Like, so that's why I feel in hindsight, like hindsight is 20/20, right? Because if I was talking to like a younger Zamora, I'd probably have to laugh at it because it'd be like, I feel bad for people, for guys in particular who literally can't get past that stage. Like getting past that stage, I think the earlier you can do it, the better because it'll make your life
free,
and you'll have far less headaches to get yourself in far less trouble. Yeah. But like, you know, the like intellect and emotionally, those sides of things, I don't think anyone can prepare themselves for that. You just
because it just pops up. You're at a meeting and someone just pops a conversation. You're like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
Like, why was that conversation so dope? Yeah. I just ran into it. I didn't go on a date with you. Yeah. I didn't text you and say, hey, like, there's no predetermined meetup. Like, oh, this is my friend. This blah blah. We talk. Wow, that goes really really smart. Like you know, but. Anyways, that's a whole another topic of discussion. I was curious to see your perspective on that. I know you got to go. Thank you guys for being patient with us and just riding with us still. Like it's literally, we started this podcast almost 2 years now. Yeah. Shit.
Yeah, it's almost 2 years.
This January will be 2 years. Shit, that even sounds crazy to say.
Yeah.
2 years. Wow. So you guys for riding with us for almost a 2-year podcast. That's amazing, man. That's so amazing. Thank you guys again for stopping by another episode of We Need to Talk. I'm MR.KOA alongside
Top Boy.
And it's We Talk Podcast.
We need to talk.
We need to talk.
We need to talk.
We need to talk.
We need to talk.